This is a story from a small corner of England, the wild coast of South Devon. The treacherous rocks here have been a graveyard of ships for centuries. Here they still know what it means to pray for those in peril on the sea. It's the story of a little community, sheltered from the storms by its surrounding hills, the seaside town of Salcombe. And it's the tale of a group of people, ordinary people, who do an extraordinary job. This is the story of a year in the lives of the Salcombe Lifeboat crew, and it begins on New Year's Eve. The coxswain of the boat is Frank Smith. The locals call him after Captain Hook's mate, Smee.
Smee!
Blondie, what's
Happy
that?
New Year!
What's this then?
To each other, dudes! We are the wolves!
Knew this was bad news, Graham.
What are you doing back here, Graham? You must like the place.
The Shipwrights Arms is run by another member of the crew. In fact, they're all regulars here.
Right ship.
As midnight nears, Frank downs a pint with one eye on the clock and the other on the weather. He's never off duty. The lifeboat can be called out at any time.
Cheers, Sam.
On New Year's Day, while the town sleeps off its hangover, Frank's up bright and early as usual to check out the boat store.
Morning, chaps. How are we? All right. Jolly good. Nice, crisp, dry morning.
What's it like in winter, Frank?
Well, it's quiet. You just see the men going to work and one thing and another. Morning, Nigel. We got a fishing fleet in at the moment catching mackerel. But other than that, it's quiet. Sadly, it's a holiday resort now. That's the main income of the town, which everybody needs. We all need the visitors, but there's a lot of second homes. And all the houses behind you here are virtually all of them are second homes. The one in the end here's lived in, and the one on this end's lived in, but all the rest are just holiday homes. And the bulk of all that you see over there, except the council houses, a lot of them are not lived in all the year round.
In the old days, the lifeboat crew were all local fishermen. Now the fishing industry here's in decline, and only one of the crew was even born in Salcombe. Theirs is a tale of our times.
Very quiet lifeboat, and you don't get very much now. If you get anything now, sadly, it's it's usually something serious, not your common or garden or tow home job, you know, it's something serious. Right?
Frank is the only full-time crew member. The rest are volunteers who get paid a £5 a trip. There's a teacher, a baker, a publican, a hearing aid specialist, and a milk lady. They all have to live and work within running distance of the boathouse.
Come on, granddaughter. Take him out.
I'm only going to give it the one shampoo because you washed it yesterday, okay?
Frank's assistant mechanic is Mark Featherstone.
Okay, bit of
He's a ladies' hairdresser.
She wants to have a fringe, she said, and a short bob up to here. She knew exactly, I questioned her a few times and she knew what she wanted.
She wants one of your nice brushes.
Oh, right, okay. Frank first asked me to consider going on the crew. I thought to myself, well, can I do the job or not? And he took me out in a few shouts and I enjoyed it so much, I thought, right, let's go for it. See, the thing was, I didn't know anything, really, about boating as such. So I owe really everything I've learned to Frank and Peter Brown as well. Peter was bloody good too.
Why did they ask you on the crew?
Gullible. I've never been told why my name was put forward, but it was, and best thing I've ever done, really, quite frankly. You know, one minute you're in here doing somebody's hair, and the next minute you're involved in a drama, and so are the clients.
The Coast Guards have had a report of a yacht in trouble in dangerous waters near the cliffs. The first 7 volunteers to arrive get to go. Within 6 minutes of the alarm, they're away.
What's the casualty, Frank?
We don't know yet. Somebody sent something off Garrow Rock. What it's going to turn out to be, we don't know. You're going to hang on there.
To get into the open sea, they must first cross Salcombe's notorious sandbar. In rough weather, it's a frightening stretch of water.
Hang on. You all right? Yeah, fine.
It was here that the Salcombe Lifeboat was wrecked in 1916. Coxswain Sam Diston and 12 crew were drowned, coming back from a false alarm. Such tragedies are the stuff of lifeboat legend, and the town has never forgotten them.
Well, that wide. Yeah, I'll put that. Thank you.
Right, just go back to, if we got the port bow there, there's something white sticking up, is that right?
Coast Guard Salcombe Lifeboat, did you see me? Brixton Coast Guard Salcombe Lifeboat. Yes, for your information, we are under the Garrow Rock Hotel at this present time. We are looking for any sign of a casualty. As yet, we have no sighting over.
Where are you looking, Ryan?
Just through that wall, it doesn't look like a boat, it's something like this, just a point around there, through the inside window.
What, there?
Yeah, just a brown colour.
Like it's just...
How do you read now? Over.
We probably ought to have somebody on deck now, just have a look, lads. We could... Don't only roll like a pig.
Yes,
On the horizon, a Royal Navy warship has joined in the search with a rescue helicopter, but there's no sign of the missing yacht. Fearing the worst, Frank moves in towards the cliffs to start looking for wreckage. After half an hour, they spot something in the water. It could be a life jacket.
It's only rubbish. Yeah, if you're on your port back.
It turns out to be a piece of floating polythene. It's one of the hazards of the job. Frank and the crew have been on searches which have lasted 24 hours or more. Today, the Coast Guard gives it another hour and then calls it off. They turn round and head for home.
Well, I think it's a false alarm with good intent. That's how it appears. Somebody definitely saw a yacht leaving. The helicopters found the yacht. She's bound east towards Dartmouth, under jib alone because of the weather conditions. She's fine, and we're happy there's nothing else out there, so we've come back.
Right.
So the search will be called off now. The helicopter's just returning as well.
Right.
It's one of my favourite jobs, this.
Is it? Yeah.
I love getting wet.
It's a bright Sunday in mid-January. Mark, the hairdresser, and his girlfriend Alicia split up 5 months ago. She took their 2-year-old daughter Lauren with her. Now, Sunday is the only day Mark gets to see Lauren, and it's the one commitment he won't break, even for Frank and the lifeboat.
There you go. Right now. Put her in here. There you go. Oh yes, you've got a doggy at the house now, haven't you? Do you know what the doggy's name is? Can you say dog? Or is it doggy? Doggy. Is there anything coming? Is there a car coming? No? All clear? Is the till working today?
For Frank, there are no days off. He lives and breathes lifeboating. When his wife went to Australia on the holiday of a lifetime, Frank stayed behind with the boat.
When you've got a boat that you've got to work with and look after, everybody gets attached to them, don't they? It's something more than a boat, really. It's a machine to do a job as well, you know. Yeah, I think everybody's proud of her, really. Right here you have the coxswain or helmsman's seat, steering wheel, compass, your throttle controls, the VHF DF, which DFs us onto a casualty. You've got a daylight radar, bright track radar. Over in the corner you've got a Kelvin Hughes paper echo sounder, coxswain seat, radar seat. The coxswain can also sit here to control the whole ship from this period and put an helmsman on the wheel. You got a chart, deck and navigator, and chart table. Over in the corner we have the door, which is vitally important, which must be kept shut when we're at sea, because if we're in bad weather, that is the self-righting capability of the boat. She will self-right in about 7 seconds, but the doors must be closed. Every lifeboat's got 2 engines, which gives her the speed of 18 knots. The maintenance, you've got to keep everything clean and ready to go at any time. So, I mean, we could be here now and in 5 minutes we could be down the bottom of the harbour going to a job. So she's always got to be ready 365 days of the year and maintained the same. There's always somebody on duty here, either the coxswain, the second coxswain, the assistant mechanic. There's always got to be somebody here to go to sea.
Yeah, just having a 1 day a week it's a sort of unnatural relationship. It's very hard, especially after you've lived all your life together, and then for it to be taken away, I just can't describe the sense of loss. It's just like she's gone out and had a car accident or something. You know, when I see her on a Sunday, it's never quite the same. Is it? Eh? This is going to be hot. There we go. Where's your knife and fork? Now be careful, it's going to be hot. That's it.
So the lifeboat and Lauren are your two main diversions?
Lauren's first. But, yes, the lifeboat's definitely a diversion.
Not for Frank, though. For him, the boat's a labour of love. Every day from 7 a.m, he's out going over every inch of her as if his life depends on it. But then, it may do.
That's it. Oh, yes. Are you going to model for me when you're older? Are we going for her shows? That's it. That's better. Yes. Unfortunately, because Alicia and I weren't married, I have no right at all. Under the British law, an unmarried father has no right to his child whatsoever. And I have to apply for a parental right, which is what I'm doing. I found the whole thing absolutely devastating. Because years ago, when a man didn't marry a woman, he was a cad. But now, a man can get a girl pregnant and he can say, I want to marry you, and she turns around and says no. And when she says no, yeah, he has no right to his child whatsoever. And it's quite devastating, because men can make very good mothers if they want to. That's
It's a cold, clear night, a calm sea and no wind. At 2 a.m, the silence is shattered by maroons going off. And as the town lies in bed, the crew race to the harbour, pulling on their clothes. This time, it's for real.
Suspected fire east, 8 miles east.
Lucy Parsland's on call tonight. At 22, she's the newest recruit, and tonight could be her chance.
Almost certain there's a ship on fire.
Come on then, Luce, get some gear. Yeah, well, it's a ship suspected on fire.
Harbour Master Peter Hodges is also the lifeboat secretary. He's the man who takes responsibility for launching the boat. He marks them all down on his list, just in case someone doesn't come back.
Lifeboat. We left the mooring. Crew list for you. Yeah. 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9.
The report is serious. Something lifeboat men and women dread. A ship on fire out at sea. And that in one of the busiest shipping lanes in the world.
Frank, your VHF radio's playing up again.
Switch him on again.
That's what I'm trying to do, Frank.
What's the crack, Roger? What are we doing, you know?
Well, going straight to the casualty. The ship's... He says the ship has seen a life raft in the area.
I thought they picked them up.
Well, I didn't hear that.
You didn't hear
No,
that?
I didn't hear him say he picked it up.
Well, they said there was no casualties and everything, so I presume they picked them up. How would they know there was no casualties?
Do you want me to call him back again?
It sounds like a vessel's gone down or on fire or something, and they've gone in a life raft. Another vessel's picked them up, and they want us to take them off the vessel and take them ashore.
So this barge has got 2 47-litre gas containers on the back end and it happens to be on fire, so it's a bomb waiting to go off if it gets to them. Never mind. And Apparently the engine's still running, so they just got off it and got into the life raft. Seems a sensible sort of thing to do. 16 over the ground. Yeah.
8 miles out, they reach the scene, a burning barge. Despite the risk of explosions, a salvage vessel is trying to tackle the flames. The crew of the barge had been taken aboard a passing ship, a huge cargo vessel. Dwarfed by its giant hull, Frank and the crew worked their way in close to take off the survivors.
Okay. Keep it down on the waterline. Bring it down, otherwise you'll blow them. Like that? Yeah. Just keep it on.
Mark and the others get ready for the tricky business of transferring casualties.
On the ladder, on the ladder.
Meanwhile, Frank is on tenterhooks in case there's a collision.
What's wrong with the fenders? Well, come on! You tell him to get some fenders down there.
You've got some more fenders there. So some fenders up here then.
How to get them down the ladder? Can't stop here all night.
Experience those men have just been through is not a very nice experience at all. First of all, finding your vessels on fire, then taking to the life raft in pitch black. I know the weather conditions, the sea's fairly calm state of sea, but then having to get onto that ship and then the prospect of getting back down again onto a heaving deck is an experience that you wouldn't want to go through twice, quite frankly. And I think they're quite glad to be on board now.
Okay.
Shake 'em, not stirred. Have a good martini.
Just to inform you, we're now in the process of recovering the life raft.
And so another night draws to a close for lifeboat 47022. In 2 hours' time, Lucy will be out on her milk round and the others will be getting ready for work. As for the rescued crew, they're all safe.
Someone's hopes and dreams, Feathers.
Yes, but as long as you can walk ashore and tell the story, that's what it's all about at the end of the day. You know, we've taken people out of the water who've lost everything. They just got out with the clothes that they're in, and even the clothes are wet. Yeah. As long as you can tell this tale afterwards,